Welcome to the Network One Globex Corporation project. This presentation will contain an update on the project progress and outline business and technical deliverables. Globex have a number of key objectives associated with the project. These include: firstly, the consolidation and integration of their existing business operations and processes to create a seamless business solution which will reduce double handling of processes and errors. The ability to share information and resources via an internal location and between sites in a central location. Remote workers can access internal resources within the Globex network from any location. Improve security mechanisms and processes to enable the business to meet compliance and data integrity or confidentiality requirements. Implementation of an internal communication system to improve communication between employees and reduce travelling expenses. The ability to back up and restore critical information, services and applications. The ability to operate during business continuity and disaster recovery situations to provide the business with higher uptime and availability. And finally, implementation of monitoring tools which will maximise system availability and minimise impact to business operations and customers.
The project is using waterfall methodology, which uses 5 phases to complete a project: initiation, planning, execution, monitoring, controlling, and closing. Currently, the first 2 phases, initiation and planning, have been completed, with each phase consisting of deliverables which are also symbolic for the project milestones. For the initiation phase, the project charter and PMP were created and delivered, and for the planning phases, Virtucon gathered the requirements from Globex, created a draft solution to meet these requirements, and then finalised the solution along with a working prototype. Upon the client sign-off of the final solution prototype deliverable, the project went to the execution phase, where the team will implement the project. Once the team has built and configured a working solution, the team will look to proceed into the monitoring and controlling phase by conducting heavy testing of the solution along with the creation of associated documentation. Preceding the successful completion of testing and creation and distribution of system documentation, the project can enter the final closing phase for client sign-off and project handover.
The Globex network upgrade provides connections between all sites over secure VPN links, further allowing for remote connectivity for road warriors. These links facilitate the sharing of resources throughout the company, site-wide telephony and intranet services, and site failover and disaster recovery as a result of a redundant design. The network facilitates centralized network monitoring that is protected by site and cloud firewalls and local and off-site backups for rapid recovery following disasters.
Here is a simulated Globex network topology with BGP routing and VPN encrypted tunnels. Firstly, we're going to generate ICMP messages through ping to show dynamic BGP routing between sites. If we go to our Griffith laptop, and we've got a ping command here, and this is going to go through to the Wagga network. Our next command is to ping a Road Warrior laptop in the cloud network. And as we can see, those pings were successful. From our Griffith router, we can also run the show IPBGP command to show all of our networks and which hop they're available on. As you can see, the remote networks of Wagga and cloud are available through multiple hops, simulating a mesh network. In order to determine that the VPN encryption is working, we run the show crypto IPsec SA command. And as we can see, we have encapsulated packets here and here to determine and prove that our traffic is flowing through the VPN.
When configured, the cloud will securely link all sites together, thus providing access to all the cloud services outlined below. Further, road warriors working remotely will be able to access all these services and resources too. The cloud will provide an intranet homepage to all its employees, offering centralized resource access and internal contact information, a public cloud that all employees may upload and download resources from, additional private storage for each employee, and a VoIP platform to allow employees to communicate with each other between sites. The VPN server is versatile enough to allow Globex to implement new sites. Thus, if Globex expands overseas or builds new sites, growth can be supported by the secured network. The VPN server exhibits fantastic connectivity for remote users, thus ensuring road warriors may access Globex resources with little hindrance, and increasing their productivity and work process flexibility. Connections made through the VPN server are exceptionally secure due to the high encryption and authentication standards utilized. Further to this, the VPN features an array of other connectivity options, thus supporting a wider array of platforms and being cross-compatible with many systems. The intranet website will be a sleek, functional homepage for all Globex users. It will feature more information about the company itself, a resource directory, access to the Globex cloud storage in which any employee may use, and a directory of contact information of both emails and VoIP phone extensions. All users are allocated a storage account on the Cloud Network Share, which will be automatically available when they log into their computers. This storage uses a quota of 2 GB, and so all users receive ample but equal space. The cloud storage may also be accessed remotely when VPN'd into the network, thus reducing constriction from platform choices. In the demonstration, we observe how a theoretical user, in this case the administrator of the system, may connect to their cloud storage space on a personal device. However, the computers in the physical sites will automatically connect without intervention by employees, providing seamless access to their files and documents. VoIP traffic will travel securely between the sites thanks to the VPN server. As a result, all sites will have digital telephony services without the overhead of a physical PBX system. The VoIP server stores contact information and access credentials, meaning any soft phone that is Globex network enabled shall be able to communicate with all other online users. In this demonstration, you can see the power and versatility of the free PBX web front end available to administrators, which powers the Asterisk VoIP platform operating in the background.
The Wagga site will have business functions underpinned by technology infrastructure, network and domain services in a secure manner. Users will have individual logins and authorized home directory file shares. Sharing of information between staff members within each department will be seamless and secure. Enterprise-wide monitoring of infrastructure and services, and the capability to capture technology and conditional events of importance to Globex. Enterprise-wide security event logging of infrastructure and services that are critical to Globex operations. And finally, support of disaster recovery replication services from the Globex Griffith location. Here we have our Griffith monitoring server running the WhatsUp Gold Syslog server application. The current view we can see is our real-time syslog events that have come into the application. The application has the ability to generate localhost syslog events, and we've generated a couple of test emergency error and info severity events just to show the view for Globex users. We're going to generate a quick login and logout event from our Griffith router, which is configured to send syslog events to our WhatsUp Gold syslog server application. Here we can see the user admin login, user admin logout events from host 10.1.10.1. The application is also configured to send a flat text file and store in our local directory for long-term storage and view. And here's some previous events that have been generated and stored.
The Griffith site will provide domain services to allow users to log into the Globex network to access shared resources within the Griffith site or their department, or resources shared by other sites using the cloud-based intranet. Griffith users will be able to establish voice and video calls to other users from the Griffith location or other sites using cloud-based digital telephone technology. Griffith will host disaster recovery services where other site servers will replicate user data to the Griffith site every 30 seconds. This meets the requirement of 15 minutes of data loss in the event of a disaster. Hourly, local and nightly offsite backups for each site will be configured by the Griffith team, allowing for sites to restore individual files. This backup data will be stored offsite for 90 days. In this demonstration we have a temporary directory on the Griffith domain controller, as you can see on the right hand side here, gth-dc1 /online share. We've got a couple of files in there. Now over in the Azure backup window, we do have a protection group 1, which, as you can see, we've picked our online share folder and enabled it for backing up. Now for the purpose of this test, we're just going to create a manual restore point. Okay, so we're going to click on the folder, click on recovery point, and as you can see, right, we're going to go without synchronization to make it a bit faster for the purpose of the demonstration. And here we got create recovery point for short-term disk protection, which is local disk or online protection. So we're going to pick short-term, disable the synchronizing, and then you can see there's a recovery point created. So if we want to recover those files, you can simply come down to recovery, you click on your server, click on the C drive, and then over here on the right hand side you can see it's coming from the disk. Now if we did an online backup, there would be an option there to restore from the cloud-based servers. So as you can see there was a previous one I did online, and we could choose that and it would connect to their cloud-based servers, but we're going to click on disk, and then we're going to click on what files we want to restore. So if we want to restore that, we can click on recover. We're going to quickly go next, go to the original location, create a copy so we can easily identify it, let it recover, and on the right hand side here it creates a copy of it and then gives it the time and date. Time's allowed there, just needs some configuration, and that's a demonstration of a backup technology. This is a demonstration of the Hyper-V replication technology that will be implemented into the Globex Corporation network. This is a simulated environment, but on the left hand side here we have a GTH Comms HV1 server, which is hosted in the domain controller for the Griffith site. On the right hand side here we have a HV2 server, which in the real network would be installed into the Wagga Wagga site. So on the left hand side here, the DC1 controller, which hosts all the user's files and folders and documents, will be replicated to the HV2 server or the Wagga Wagga site every 30 seconds. So if DC1 was to fail and go down, the Wagga Wagga site could boot up the server and users would only lose roughly 30 seconds worth of data. So we're going to test a planned failover, which means we're going to shut down the domain controller. As we can see, we have a little console here showing us what's going on, and we'll wait for the running state to say off. Okay, so now we're going to test the failover. So we go to a planned failover. Alright, it's telling us to complete some steps on the replication target, in which we will go ahead and do. So we go into the DC1 server and we will complete the failover. Okay, so it's completed the failover. As you can see, the virtual machine on GTH Comms HV2 has now started. So we'll just look at this console and ensure that it boots up, which it looks like it is. Now in the background here I have a ping running from HV1 server to the DC1 10.1.1.14 address. This ping should now return, and which it does. Thank you for watching our presentation on the Globex Corporation project. If you have any questions whatsoever about the design or implementation, please contact Virtucon as soon as possible. Network One team would like to thank you, and we look forward to implementing your project.